All right, guys, I promise you another use for your InstaPot is making a cheesecake. You heard me right. I said cheesecake. 26 minutes and your cheesecake is gonna be ready. Now you still gotta put it in the fridge for about 4 hours. Overnight would be the best. But the key here is 26 minutes in the InstaPot, and when you see it come out, you're gonna be amazed. It is really ready. You probably could get away with cutting it there, but might as well top it with the whatever topping blue. I like blueberries more than strawberries. Top it, let it freeze for a little while, and you got a delicious, simple, small cheesecake. 26 minutes. So let's get started. And I love Oreo lemon cookies as my base. You do this, you don't have to add any sugar. You just blend them up, add some butter, get it to that consistency, pack it in here, put it in the oven, come back, use the same blender. Do you know, I found this on the internet, if you use your Ninja or either your Bullet to do your cream cheese, you don't have to let it come to room temp because these things are more powerful than blenders, so it really gets it to the right consistency. Plus, you don't want to over blend your cream cheese anyway. You don't want it lumpy, but you want it right beyond lumpy. Pour it in, cook, no problem. All right, let's get started. We're gonna blend up these cookies. Now, when I said put it in the oven a while ago, just 10 minutes, just toast them up a little bit just because the InstaPot won't really toast them up. It would cook it, but that gives you, baking just for 10 minutes gives you that little texture that you're looking for. All right, let's do it. Here we go. Once again, you get them as fine or lumpy as you want. I don't go for cracker crumb crust dust, but I go right for that. All right, so once you get there, you pour this butter in there because you want it to stick together. And you'll see it. You don't even have to guess. Easy, by sight. Oh yeah, see that? So let's get this into the pot. I still might have got it a little wet, but it doesn't matter. It's gonna cook, and hey, do you like a soft, crumbly crust that just melts in your mouth, or do you like that hard crust that kind of falls apart? It's your choice. You can't go wrong. So let's get it in, packed, and in the oven. All right, guys, check it out. Got it all packed in. We're gonna go over to the oven and put it in for 10 minutes. There it is, pack it in. Alexa, set a timer for 10 minutes.
10 minutes, starting now.
And that's a cool little trick I heard on the internet. If you got your Alexa or Google Play or one of those smart devices in your kitchen, use it for a timer. You'll love it. That way you won't forget something in the oven and you won't mess up. All right, remember I told you, unlike when you do the cream cheese in your mixer and you got to mix the cream cheese and blend it and add 1 egg at a time, which is all good stuff. I like doing that myself. But I found out from that recipe idea tip that these things do the same thing. So we're gonna look all in there, everything all at once: eggs, cornstarch, sugar. Oh, and by the way, I like this recipe. I've had a lot of recipes, but I like the cornstarch and the using cornstarch with sour cream. Something about that cornstarch. I found that recipe and it really gives it that New York cream cheese taste. But I've used whipping cream before. That's good. What else? Heavy whipping cream, sour cream, of course. And of course, sometimes it's flour, but hey, the nice thing with the InstaPot, it doesn't change how the food tastes. It just cooks it. Hey, there's my timer, so I'm gonna get that crust out. It doesn't change the taste. It just allows you to cook it fast and gives you certain things, give you the consistency that you want. Alexa, stop timer. So, well, let's blend it up, and we're gonna get it out the oven and pour it into the pie crust. Drop it in the InstaPot and go. And by the way, guys, just remember this. I do appreciate some of the recipes I mean, I don't think I have any original recipes. I like to do what Bobby Flay says, which is you take a recipe, you make it the first time, get it right, then you make it your own. Have I found a few little mods? Sure. Do I dump a little bit more teaspoon here and there of vanilla? Or do I try some other flavors? Or do I do this? But just remember, hey, it's a lot. We all got a little chef in us. Great cooks out there. Borrow those recipes off the internet. Make them your own. What I want to show you guys is, hey, it's not about, I don't have a test kitchen. I don't have any chefs working in the background. No test kitchen, just like you guys. Let's see if we can make this turn out good enough to eat and it look presentable and it's something that you can recreate more and more time. That's what I'm more impressed of. Hey, can I recreate it? Can it be something that's good enough to put out there and your friends drop by and you say, hey man, where you get that cheesecake from? And you go, hey, you want something with that Starbucks coffee cup? That's what I'm talking about. Just something that you can reproduce. It looks good with your iPhone taking a picture, you post it. Yeah, I'm now playing. But you got the idea. All right, so let's get it blended up. And remember, pulse it like we talked about. Mixing, you'll know when it's smooth. Hold it down. Oh yeah, see it was a little lumpy. Look at that. Now that's ready. All right, we'll scrape down the sides and get it into the bowl. All right, guys, look, I'm gonna scrape down the sides right quick. One more quick little blend, and then we'll be ready to pour. Go. I just leave that in there. Hey, by the way, here's the crust out of the oven. Look at it. We're gonna let it set just a little longer as it cools off. We're gonna drop it down into our little pot. A cup of water. Basically, it's a little trivet in there. If you look in there, look, there's a little trivet, and you just want the water to come up to the bottom of the trivet. That's it. All right, we'll be right back. All right, guys, we got it all blended up, scraped down. I took my blade out and started pouring it in there. You know, and don't be afraid if your recipe comes out too much, you know, but I think I've done this before. I think it's the perfect size for this pie. You know, it's gonna puff up just a little bit. So. All right, so check this out. Hey, don't be afraid to use your plastic attachment for your blend, for your either food processor. You can do this in a food processor or your Ninja. Don't be afraid to use that plastic cutter, because then when you're scraping with your spatulas, you don't have to worry about cutting it and maybe something falling in. Little saves, you know, making sure you stay safe a little bit. Notice, I told you, tap it down just like a regular cheesecake. See, it's all smooth. And let me tell you something, guys, about these cheesecakes. I have done all kind of crazy things. You can put a can of caramel in there. I have made this for some Titan fans, Sean and Wanda, who are just at the house just like the Cowboys. Now, I need to make one for them so they can enjoy other teams, because they, you know, same idea. Then, also, I put bacon on top of it. They're bacon fans, trust me. So I put bacon on top of it. It's so many different cheesecake recipes out there. Pumpkin, this, that, and the other. I mean, you might could put shoe leather in a cheesecake, but anyway, just another story. Probably not that far. But you know me. Who knows what I may try? That's when I go off the grid. Yes, I get grief for going off the grid, but I'm telling you right now, I'm going to taste it and try it and make it several times before I ever let it get out this kitchen. So, also, hey, this is for my alum, Piper Green, who says she is definitely got a InstaPot that's somewhere in her storage and she is ready to try it out. Then this is for Greg Brown, who challenged her, who said, you still can't use it. Greg, my J-State alum, can use it, man, miss them days. If you couldn't you have seen us with an InstaPot in the dorm at Jackson State, your bullwinkle horns and an InstaPot, man, it would have been off the chain. Hey, let me tell you something else about this InstaPot. I'm going to do you another recipe. This thing is a beauty for Rotel, but we'll come back to that. It's a lot of stuff you can make and a lot of stuff you can't make anybody. Let's get it going. All right, so it's ready. I love this little thing. All right, you lower it. All right, guys, here we go. We're gonna lower it in. This just works out really great so that you can lower it in, and that's great when it's time to get out. Because let's do that again. This is just great when it's time to get out. But if you don't buy this little thing, but hey, I'm gonna do a better job thanks to my alum VK, who's much better at laboratory science. When she did all those, chemistry major, just science hall, I took a lot of stuff like that. But comp sci majors, we only had to take 1 or 2 of those. But we learned that they had us in there just so we could get just like them. Steps, do it at the same time, reproduce. Okay, so basically, this is more for getting it out. I'll put a link in the YouTube comments for a link for the recipe and the products. I got this off of Amazon. Quick. It's a 7.5-inch cheesecake pan. That's the key. You got to get it. You got to find the one that will fit inside the rim. 7 inches or 8 is a little bit too big, but neither here nor there. So we got it in there. Close the top. Put it on the lock position. Let me back up so you can see me. You start. Each of one of these things got a different. On this one, you hit. I always cook everything on meat. I don't know if it matters. They may all have the same temp. I think it's just all about presets. I have to Google that, but I think it's all about presets. Maybe the steam might be a different one. So 26 minutes. You hit start. It's gonna heat up. It's gonna count down once the pressure comes. See you in 26 minutes, guys. All right, guys. We're finished. Look at it. Remember I told you, all this is, it just helps you lift it out. Notice. There it is. You just fold it back. And the only thing you have to do maybe is, I could have covered it with a little foil, but I found out it ain't that big a deal. You just kind of let that paper towel soak up that little water. It's not like it'll blow. Look at it. It's solid already, guys. We're going to put it in the freezer for a little while. We'll come back later. Take a slice of it. Notice, I like these. Sometimes I use fresh blueberries, sometimes I don't. These have been really good. They don't have the old high fructose corn syrup. All right, listen. I'm not telling you anything you don't know. I'm not going to eat the whole one tonight. That's another story. All right, so check it out. Hey, one other thing I just want y'all to notice. One of the cool things about Food Network that I think when Guy Fieri took over, they showed you that, man, you should always have your little drink while you're cooking. It makes it fun, so look it out. You just spoon it on, right on top. Then we're going to put this in the freezer. Let it set up. Probably could cut it right now. Notice, so you think that top is strong enough to hold those blueberries. They're not sinking, so I don't want you, don't. That's what I'm telling you. It has cooked it firm, just like had you cooked it in the oven. And it's gonna go in the freezer, guys, for a little while. It is. To the freezer for a second. InstaPot Cheesecake, guys. All right, guys. So here it is, the next day. Of course, you can see that I've already taken last night a few practice rounds and even shared it with my friend Gerald. So I don't want you to think that this cheesecake is going to win any awards or nothing like that. This just shows you that an InstaPot can cook you a cheesecake in 26 minutes and maybe as short as an hour in the refrigerator. You can have a slice of it, a couple of slices, as well as then the next day, after it sets up in the fridge even longer, now you can have it with your Starbucks in the morning. And it's a great little quick cheesecake, 26 minutes, hour in the fridge. You could probably even cut it right after you get out of the InstaPot, but just like any cheesecake, it's always best maybe 4 hours in the fridge, and then overnight, and it just gets better. And it probably keeps for about a week. So that's it, guys. InstaPot Cheesecake.